Well, having trouble navigating the new health care law? No worries. Uncle Sam is here to help, but boy, is it going to cost you. Welcome, everyone. I'm Eric Bolling in for Neil Cavuto, and this is Your World. And maybe Joe was right after all. Well, the health care law is a big deal, and it looks like the costs are getting bigger by the day because, get this, now the White House is planning to hire tens of thousands of so-called navigators to help people choose their options under the law. And it's not cheap. Each navigator expected to earn between $20 and $48 an hour, obviously well above the minimum wage. California alone looking to hire 21,000 at a cost of between $900 million and maybe $2.1 billion per year. And that's just one state. The rules also reportedly allow for navigators to come from labor unions and community action groups like ACORN. Reaction in a moment from former South Carolina Senator Mr. Jim DeMint. But first to Hadley Heath of the Independent Women's Forum on how this is playing out. Hadley, we put the numbers just on the back of a napkin here. It's billions upon billions of dollars. California alone could cost $1 billion.
Absolutely. Remember when Speaker Pelosi promised that Obamacare would create 4 million new jobs and 400,000 of those jobs immediately? Well, here we're getting started with tens of thousands of jobs in this Navigator program with no mention of how many private sector jobs will be eliminated by this program, namely people that we used to call health insurance agents.
Well, Hadley, what are these navigators? What do they do? What's their job?
Well, they're employed by Uncle Sam, and they're there to help you seek, find, and purchase health insurance in these statewide exchanges, many of which won't be ready when they're supposed to kick off this October 1st. Okay, so
let's say $25, $30 an hour, 40 hours a week, 50 weeks a year, 50 states. We're racking up tens of billions of dollars. Was that accounted for in the original planning for Obamacare?
You know, the original score for Obamacare came out as deficit neutral, but as we're seeing, this new proposed rule is 63 pages. It adds to a stack of paper 20,000 pages tall, so this is going to be an additional expense, not just in the first 10 years of Obamacare, but forever on out. The Government Accountability Office says that Obamacare will add $6.2 trillion to our national debt, and it's because of expenses like these. There's no requirement that these navigators be certified to sell health insurance, and in 2010, the average pay for a health insurance sales job was about $22 an hour.
Sure. And these navigators could earn up to $100,000 and more a year. Let me ask you this. It looks like that they'll be going to the community activists and unions to hire these people. I'm scratching my head saying, that looks a little fishy to me.
Right. I hope there's no preferential treatment when it comes to hiring for these jobs, but the bottom line is this. These are jobs that belong in the private sector. We are perfectly capable of buying and selling health insurance from one another. If we want to look at this health reform from a 30,000-foot view, this is a clear indication that when every health insurance agent in the country is renamed a navigator and goes to work for the federal government, we've got a government monopoly on the sale of health insurance. That's a government takeover of health insurance, and it should be concerning to all of us who want the consumer satisfaction of having a private exchange when it comes to health insurance.
Obamacare creating jobs after all. Hadley Heath, we're going to leave it there. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, well, remember when the president said this?
I will not sign a plan that adds one dime to our deficits, either now or in the future. This bill is also fully paid for. It will reduce our deficit. This bill will help reduce our deficit.
Now it's looking like just the